everybody, this is Allie. Welcome back to my channel Color Mama 360, and it's time for a weekday WIP video. It's been a minute since I have done a weekday WIP video, so just as a reminder, if this is your first time joining me on one of these, I'm going to go through some of my current works in progress and just kind of give you some updates on where I'm at in my January plans, and then I'm going to talk about some just channel updates and things like that while I work on one of my WIPs. So if you're not into chatty kind of randomness, I mean, it's not all random, but if this isn't your jam, check out some of my other videos. But if you're going to stick around, then let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about first, let's just kind of go through some of my current WIPs slash what I have left in my January plan. So I have a WIP in Capybara Cuties, which I'm pretty close to finishing. This is a group project book with a bunch of lovely people, and this is the page that I'm currently working on. So I am going to leave some stuff white, and then I'm also going to add some Ohuhu silver glitter. So I still have that, and then probably some metallic white signo as well. So I still have a few things to go, and then I need to do some shading on the brown that's not the capybaras, because that, even though I use the same alcohol marker, they're going to be a little bit different. And as you can see, my alcohol marker ran out. That's the first alcohol marker that I have used up. So yeah, so I have this WIP that I could work on. I also have a WIP in the Fantastic World of the Brothers Grimm. Now, this book was chosen off of my 26 books for 2026 list randomly because I do a random draw in my January plans video. And this is where I'm at with this. I am using the color palette for the Color the Fairy Tales hashtag. So I've just been working on these leaves here. But yeah, this is another option. You already have the colors pulled for both of those. And those are the two current WIPs that I have. I also have a bunch of other WIPs in Capybara Cuties that I could work on as catch up, but I'm not going to show you those. Now, as far as my plans video, I guess I do have a few WIPs in Winter Wonder as well. Let's look at those real fast before we look at that one. So I do have this Snow Glow page. This is a buddy color with Angie, I believe. So I could work on the shading on this as well. And then I also have this other buddy color that I've done some of the basing, not all of the basing on, that I could come work on as well. I don't think I'll work on this one today. Maybe this one. Okay, now going on to what else I need to complete this month as far as plans go. So this book was chosen because I ended up choosing 3 books off of my 26 books for 2026 list because the page that was chosen in this book is a Christmas page. So it's this one. And I really was thinking I'm not going to feel like coloring a Christmas page. So I pulled this one as well. And then whichever one I don't get around to, I'll put the number back in. But this was the page I had pulled. So either of those, if I wanted to start something else, would be options. And then I also have a buddy color that I have not started yet in Rita Berman's Africa book, and it's this page. So if I wanted to start something new, I have those 3 options because I would like to get those plans done by the end of January. If I want to work on a WIP, I have Capybara Cuties, Winter Wonder, and the Brothers Grimm. So trying to think of what else I want to do in this one. I think there's something I want to experiment in this one, so I think I'll probably wait because I don't know that I have enough time right now to get everything out that I want to do for that one. I think let's work on the Rapunzel page. So let me make sure I have the colors I need pulled for this page, and then we'll get started on some updates. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, hi, welcome to my first work week WIP update in a while. So yeah, let's talk about some coloring related things that have been going on. First, I want to talk about the color combos that I'm actually using one right now, but I got these color combo pages from My Colorful Country Life, and I have been working on them. I did get all the Prismacolors filled in, and so now I am working on the Polychromos, which I actually use for the Albert Durs because they're the same numbers. But yeah, I've just kind of been working on these on the weekends when I have my kids on my own. So I don't have as much coloring time, but it's something that I can do kind of quickly, while they're napping or just kind of here and there when there's time. So a little bit of progress on that. Not too many more to go. I think I counted the other day and I have maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 more colors to do. So it'll be nice to have all of those done. I do think I've kind of been putting off that Rita Berman Africa page a little bit because I want to use my Albert Durs on that. And I would love to have those color combos done so I can get some ideas for what combinations to use. But yeah, this purple is one of the Prismacolor ones. So they've been really helpful. I really enjoyed using them. And I think it's very generous of Karen to offer those on her Ko-fi store. Really enjoyed using her color combinations and seeing how they look on the page. So yeah, that's kind of a little update on that. I can't even remember the last time that I talked about that. I know I have talked about it before, but um, I can't remember the last time I gave you an update on that. Something else to discuss is you would have seen in my winter haul recently, I've gotten into buying some PDF books and single PDFs too. And I do have one PDF book, the Princess Kawaii Mega Pact, which I will grab that. It's the very first one. So yeah, has all these princesses in it. Anyways, I won't show you the one that I completed because I don't want to spoil it for everyone. I don't know. I don't like to show too many completed pages before my completed pages video because then I feel like you guys are just watching the same thing. So, anyways, I the first time I tried to do a PDF, it was not from the Princess Mega Kawaii Pack, yeah, whatever it's called. It was from a different book, and I tried using some alcohol markers as a base and then doing colored pencil over the top, and I don't know, the paper did not like my idea. Now, I did go with a paper recommendation from Sarah Renee Clark, the Nina Bristol cardstock. I'd have to go get it to show you the exact one, and it's not easily accessible, but um, and I believe that was what I printed the book that I first tried on. But then someone also gave me some cardstock that's a little bit smoother. And so I'm not sure what the princess one ended up being printed on. So when I did the princess for this month, it worked a lot better actually. I did an alcohol marker base again, and I was really nervous because I don't want to reprint all of my PDFs. But I did an alcohol marker base and Prismacolor over the top, and it worked a lot better. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm just gonna keep going with it though. But yeah, I don't know if anybody has good paper recommendations for that specific combo, because with the Kevin Teo princesses, I really like to do an alcohol marker base and then pencil over the top. That's just how I like to tackle them. So if anybody has good paper recommendations for those specific supplies, let me know. I mean, I think overall I'll probably stick with what I have for now because, like I said, I don't want to waste paper by printing everything again. But for future books, it would be good to know. But yeah, I do think that whatever the situation was with coloring the Moana page that I colored this month, it ended up turning out a lot better than the first page that I tried with that with alcohol marker base and pencil over the top. So it could be that it ended up being printed on different paper. I don't know. So yeah, shoot me your recommendations for paper with those specific supplies if you have any recommendations. Um, and we will see what I end up printing on in the future. The nice thing about the PDFs though is when that first page that I tried, it was a Christmas page, so this was, back in December, but that first page that I tried, when I messed it up and it wasn't looking right, the great thing about PDFs is I just printed that page out again so that I can redo it. So I didn't end up redoing it for the Christmas season this year, but it is nice to know that I can try again. Another update, something that I worked on over the last month, is creating a master WIP list. So, I mean, I don't think that I'm necessarily the kind of person. I used to kind of have an issue finishing pages, like starting them and not finishing them. And I went through a little bit of that too in November. And part of the reason was for that, I didn't finish some pages in November, but they weren't like Christmassy. And I really just wanted to focus on coloring in my Christmas books in December since, I don't color in them the rest of the year really, besides maybe sometimes in July. So then those got pushed off. I didn't work on them at all in December. And then I got a lot of new books and had a lot of buddy colors planned for January, so they just kind of have gone pushed off. So in general, I mean, I don't think I'm really starting a ton of things that I don't finish. However, when I started my coloring journey, that happened a lot. And so I actually went through all of my books and found all of my WIPs, like even WIPs clear back from the start of my coloring journey, way before I had a channel or social media or anything, when I was just coloring by myself. Um, and made a list out of those. And so, yeah, I did put a poll up on the channel about if you guys would rather see a video about every page I colored in 2025, or if you would prefer to see a video of that master WIP list. And the pages I colored is what ended up winning. Can't remember if that will come out before this video or not, but so that's the one I ended up doing. But if you are interested in still seeing that master WIP list, or that's a video that you would like me to do, let me know down in the comments, because I mean it's still an option to do. I just wanted to know what you guys would prefer, if it was one over the other, or one of them first. Which one would you want to see first, and the other one won? So Um, so yeah, I do have that master whip list. Not sure how I'm gonna incorporate that yet into my coloring, because I am already doing the random draw every month for my 26 books for 2026. I would like to maybe get that whip list down by a certain number. I'm thinking that I might add that to my quarterly goals. I'm just not sure exactly what it's going to look like. I don't know what number I want to get it down to, or how long I want to give myself, or any of that yet, or how I'm going to tackle that goal once I set it. Like, am I going to try to work on one whip a month, or two, or you know what I mean? So, more to come on that probably. Um, and then one other thing I want to ask you guys about, I should have just talked about this with the paper thing, because they're kind of in the same area is I'm happy with the pencils that I have now. I have been using a lot of Prismacolors. I haven't used my Alberters as much as I did when I first got them, but I'm pretty happy with those two sets. However, I do think in the future it would be nice to maybe have another set. So I wanted to get your guys' opinion on like what should I look into next? If I primarily use those two sets, I do have a set of Castle Arts, but to be honest, they've kind of been taken over by my kids. It wasn't a full set and I was just like never using them. And so they were in a pencil case had that I ended up needing to use for my kids' pencils. And so, yeah, they've kind of just taken over that pencil case and those pencils. So, really, when it comes down to it, the pencils that I have are the Alberters and the Prismacolors. I use the Prismacolors a lot. I did use the Alberters a lot too, and I'm planning on continuing to use those quite a bit. I just haven't been for a minute because I wanted to get some of those color combinations done. So, yeah, if you had those two sets of pencils, which pencil set would you recommend that I look into next to kind of diversify my pencil collection? Because I obviously don't want something that's like super similar to the two types that I have. I like to try to, diversify things. I want something that can either has different colors that I can't find in what I have or performs differently. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, what pencil set you would get next if you had what I have, or your favorite pencil sets or whatever, just so that I kind of have a general idea of what I should be looking into and maybe can ask for as a gift later in the year or um, save up some of my Fetch gift cards to get. You don't know what I'm talking about, then you can uh, hear me talk about it in pretty much all of my hauls about how I'm able to get a lot of my books and supplies by using the app Fetch. So yeah, if you want more information about that, I usually talk about it in my hauls, but I also put my referral code in all of the, well, unless for some reason I forget, but I usually try to put it in all of the descriptions of my videos too, so you can always find that referral code over there. So yeah, I think that's all the updates I have about pencil sets. I want your guys' recommendations. Like I said, I want to diversify my pencil collection. I don't want to just add to it. I want to diversify it. So what would be your recommendations for what I should look into next, having already owned Prismacolors and Alberters? Let me know. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I'm sure you all have heard of because it is going to be so cool. And it's the Tubathon that Piggy Pens is putting on. Joe over at Piggy Pens on February 1st. I think depending on where you're at, it either starts on the 1st or the 31st. But I am very excited to watch some of my favorite channels because she has a good, diverse group of people who are going to be streaming, and I'm just so excited because there's some of my favorites. I do think I will have to work that day, so I'm hoping that it lines up that I can still, at least listen in on some of my favorites. Um, so yeah, I think that's going to be really exciting. I'm excited to see everybody who's going to be able to color for 24 hours. I wish that I could do that. But I don't think my kids would be up for sitting still that long while I sit and color for 24 hours. But it would be so fun someday. Um, oh, I also wanted to talk about some new groups that I'm a part of. So you'll probably hear me talk about these in my next plans video as well. But I did join a dark fairy tales color along group. No, that's how you put it. Where I think they choose a page. I want to say every 2 months for a single page. 3 months for a double page spread, maybe. I could be getting that confused though with the other group I joined, which is for Mythomorphia. Yes, Mythomorphia. And I'm not, so they did a double page spread for December and January, and there was no way I could get that done in January just with all the other plans that I had. So I won't be doing that one, which sucks because I'm pretty sure that the page they're doing was on my 26 pages list. But alas, I still wouldn't have gotten it done. So yeah. I mean, I guess there's always time. We could always see. I'm trying to think of how many weeks are left in the month at the time that I'm filming this, but I honestly have no idea. A few, 3 maybe. So yeah, I'm excited to be part of those groups. And then our project book group for Capybara Cuties is also growing, which is awesome. That's become quite the group as well. So that'll be fun. I forgot that I was leaving some space in these. That's what happens when you color and talk at the same time. No, I can't remember what I was talking about. Yes, the groups. So yeah, that's been fun. I'm excited to get my first page done with those groups. I color these leaves differently. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, we're kind of just finishing up these leaves. Is a little, I don't know what you would call it, sneak peek as something I have upcoming. So I was thinking about doing kind of a Valentine's Day gift guide. I know that I've seen some in the past that are for Christmas and stuff. Now, full transparency, um, I don't do gifts for Valentine's Day. So it won't be super applicable to me, but I do know that some people do. And I mean, no shame. If that is your thing, by all means. We are kind of a um, budget family. So, and we also try to save a lot of money for experiences. So we do not do Valentine's gifts, but I know some people do, so I thought that that might be kind of fun. It would probably be pretty geared towards beginner colorists, just because I want to be able to um, make a video about it too and show you some of the products rather than just make like a guide. Like I want you to be able to see the products and I can talk about them, and I want them to be products that I've actually used. And since I'm a beginner, a lot of my products are pretty in that realm, in the realm of things that a beginner would use. So yeah, I don't know. That's something that is coming down the pipeline. And I have already kind of talked about this a little bit, but I am still planning, as of this video, to possibly do my little challenge with a gift card giveaway in March. It is going to kind of depend, though, what else ends up happening in March. I do have some possible changes coming up here soon that could affect how available I am to make coloring content and do coloring videos. So it will kind of depend on how that pans out. And then, too, if there's a bunch of other people hosting different things in March, um, I don't want it to just end up seeming like too much, like there's too much going on. So I am just kind of keeping an eye out for what that looks like, but I'm still tentatively planning on it, depending on, what happens over the next couple weeks and your guys' thoughts too. If you think that you would like to participate in a coloring challenge around then. I'm not going to give too many details about what type yet, but it's going to be pretty simple to enter. So, and yeah, my plan is to use the fetch money that I have gotten over the last couple months from those gift cards and whatnot to give away a gift card. So yeah, stay tuned for that if that's something that you're interested in. I will be releasing more information probably closer to mid-February, if I still end up planning to do it in March. So it will just kind of depend on how the next couple weeks play out. Well, guys, I think that is it for this work week WIP. And now I'm going to go in and do some pink leaves, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna add in some pink leaves. I need to go do some of these roots. I'm wondering if maybe I'll do these roots this brown. Rapunzel, I'm gonna make blonde, just, classic Rapunzel. And the flowers, I was thinking of doing pink as well. So, yeah, quite a bit more still to go on this page, but it's also coming along. So, I'm excited to have a page done in this book. All right, guys. Well, that is it for this week's Work Week WIP. Stay tuned for more to come and let me know your paper recommendations and your pencil recommendations down in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye, everybody.